Colts win, Colts win, Colts win. Indianapolis Colts walk-off field goal. Not one, not two, not three. 4 50-yard field goals from Matt Gay. Give a lot of credit to Chris Ballard for making that signing. Give a lot of credit for this team holding it in. And ladies and gentlemen, the Indianapolis Colts are your division leaders of the AFC South right now. Nobody would have thought it. Nobody would have dreamed it. But here we are. It was heavy on my heart, Stephen. It was up and down. I was sitting there with my wife, and we were like, we can't believe what's going on. And defense stood in there. Offense did good enough. And you go on the road and you beat the Baltimore Ravens with your backup quarterback. And that's something to really hang your hat on when it comes down to it, Stephen. Just some initial thoughts and reactions as we get into this instant reaction.
I mean, it's not the same old Colts, man. Like we've talked about it previously. It's not the same old Colts when it comes to the fight that they seem to have, the mentality of not giving up on the game. I mean, you're talking safety, that game could be over. You're talking driving down the field, game could be over. You're talking overtime, fourth down, you miss it. Then you stop them. Then you go down like it is. Shane Steichen has put his footprint, his handprint. They are not the same old Colts. And we said at the beginning of the year, they may not win a lot of games, but man, they are going to be pesky and they are going to fight and they're going to win games they shouldn't have, which is probably today.
And we cannot go 1 second further on this instant reaction and not sit here and tell you Gus Bradley had a hell of a day. I mean, a hell of a day. I mean, that guy called – honestly, he might have called his best game as a defensive coordinator while he's been the Indianapolis Colts, on the sidelines. It was good. Zach Moss was good. As we get to talking, I'm going to pull up some of these stats of the game.
It was amazing today.
I mean, this game here was the epitome of a grit, gutted out win. You beat Lamar Jackson. I mean, you beat a really, really good football team. Zach Moss, 30 carries, 122 yards. That's pretty good. And then you have 2 catches for 23 yards. That is 145 yards from your running back that you traded basically in just a throw-in trade for Nyheim Hines last year, where they just threw Zach Moss in on the trade. And now look what he just did for your football team. Michael Pittman Jr. with the unbelievable catch in overtime. This defense, I mean, they continue to impress. They continue to put pressure on those quarterbacks with that front four, Stephen, getting sacks, being disruptive. Obviously, Kenyon Drake forced that fumble, forced another fumble, with Lamar Jackson. Man, I can't say enough for this football team. I can't say enough for just what this new coaching staff has kind of instilled in this football team. Mm-hmm. And, it's very clear to me that Shane Steichen did not have any plans on just going in there and just, laying down for a football team that the world really, thought we had no chance of winning this game. And lo and behold, hey, we made it happen, man. We made it happen.
Yeah, and even you look at in overtime, 4th and 1, 50-yard line, you could trot the kicker out there. He was going to go for it, or you could have punted. And I feel like years past, Frank Wright's going to punt that ball. He's going to play for the tie. Steichen not shown that, and then you look just the defense. There cannot be enough said. Now, I'll say this. Yes, for the Ravens fans who are going to watch this, the Colts may have got away with a little bit of a play at the end. Hey. About time, in my opinion, that the ball was on our side of it. And you know what? The Ravens are a great team. And that's kind of what you aspire to be. But that's a game that you don't win if you don't buckle down and you give it everything you have. Kwity Paye had a great game. The defense in general, Zaire continues to play well. And EJ Speed, he's coming along, man. I mean, I'm impressed. It's an exciting feeling. Hopefully we get Richardson back next week going to the Rams game, and you're 2-1, baby.
You're 2-1, and you're, like I said earlier, you're leading the division. And you're competing at a much higher level, I think, than anybody, honestly. I think no one really thought that we were going to compete at this level at this point. And I say this, you can say whatever you want to say about the Colts as this week goes on, but today, Sunday, as we sit here in this live recording, hell yeah, we're gonna gotta be bask in this win. We're gonna bask in a big win where we've had so many letdowns, especially against Baltimore. And if you beat the Baltimore Ravens, you beat a very well coached team, and you beat a very, very competent quarterback in the NFL, a guy who can really beat you with his legs. And he had some moments today that he did some things with his legs. That being said, we did enough to win the football game. And kudos again, man, to Chris Ballard for signing Matt Gay in the offseason. We've had all of these woes with our field goal kickers for the last several years. And now you got a guy that goes out there and kicks 4 50-yard field goals. And really, it's just, I mean, he's the, he's the engine and the catalyst that helped you propel and win these football games. Last thought, Steven, before we get off here.
Man, just, it's always cardiac Colts, baby, right? It's always going to feel that way.
Yeah.
But like I said, I just come away from the game looking at it going, dude, I don't look at a game on the schedule the Colts aren't going to fight tooth and nail and be in. So buckle up. We talk about the roller coaster with Anthony Richardson. Dude, buckle up too. Have your high blood pressure medicine ready on the left side of your table because it's going to be the way I think every week for the Colts.
That's right, guys. And if you haven't had a chance, like, rate, review, share, and subscribe. Join this No Horsing Around family. Hit us up with the comments. Let us know what you thought about who was your MVP of this football game. Because as always, this podcast is for you guys and because of you guys. Until next time, as always, go Colts, division leaders. We can say that right now. Maybe not anymore as the rest of the season goes on. 2-1, the division leading AFC South Indianapolis Colts. We're out.